By the way, so Jeremy's version isn't correct. Casey's version isn't correct.
Rejects.
Jason started hearing about NFTs.
Casey came up with the idea.
And he's like, this shit is exploding. We need to do this.
Casey just had an idea, as he often does. He's like, hey, Jason, I got a wild idea. Why don't you come over and tell me how dumb it is?
So we had the idea to make like an NFT based game really before we understood, how big of a genre NFT gaming was going to become over the next year.
And then I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. So it was from Casey where I learned about the NFT thing. And then, yeah, Casey just thought it was a cool idea.
It really just came about naturally from like my understanding of the blockchain and how, using the blockchain to create NFTs.
Casey's just a tech genius.
And then those NFTs being associated with things like art and entertainment and gaming. And so, knowing people like Jeremy and Jason, who are, great artists or whatever, like thinking about how we can utilize their work with like, the technology, and all of us have played games for a long time.
I think we all felt this way. It's just like, we got to put a reason behind this artwork. Just thinking of it as a real business. It's like, we have to give people a reason to want this besides just being artwork that's cool.
So in the collective, the way that it works is Jason, he's, kind of our head illustrator, head creative person, head person on the gaming side of things.
When we were looking at the NFT landscape, when I was first introduced to it, I was just surprised at what was out there. Some of the stuff that, some of the mass-produced things, I don't know how to put it. I was just disappointed. I don't know, it's surprised at the same time. There were things that I genuinely liked and I could tell people put effort into that weren't doing as well. You have to come up with something that you think might be interesting, and usually it's just, I just try to come up with something that I think might be humorous and maybe ironic or just silly in some way. It's really a lot of silliness. The thing I enjoy is some of these ideas that I upload and share, and then people are excited about it on our team.
Jason does illustrations, and then I take those hand drawings that he's inked and convert them to digital.
He works really closely with Jeremy, and Jeremy works on all of our NFTs as well, does a lot of the coloration and really final product work, and he's in charge of like our product side of the business, or not our product, our production side.
With that, Jason draws, I paint, we're building at a massive format, just being prepared for any asset we need to build from there. So it's going to come out to 2,500 bots just for the first launch, and then we're going to hit that every quarter, but it's not AI generated. It's like we're testing it now. We're going back and forth. We're already cutting stuff out that we thought looked good on paper, and then we generate it and it doesn't. So it's going to be a fully curated experience with the game, the artwork, the collectibles. We want this to be everything we wanted it to be something we would want to be part of. We would want to experience in a game or in a collectible, and so we're just going all out with it. Right now we're really lean and mean, and just Jason and I on the art production side, and then we got Vincent doing video and graphics and motion and music.
Vincent does all of our video production, works heavily with Jeremy on a lot of our overall art production on that side of things, a lot of our like artwork automation work.
It's essentially controlled chaos. So we have a lot of assets, but everything is what it needs to be, and it's all designed for a purpose. Like, it's not just some automated process, it's random.
And Aiden, he's the last one in our collective, and Aiden works on the marketing side of things heavily. Aiden handles any of our partnerships, and he's also in charge of our communities out there.
So I think it's really important for our audience to be heard and make sure that all their ideas what they like, what they don't like about the game and the NFTs. I think it's important that they're represented very fairly, equally, and well. I want their voices to be heard. Like, I take what they say back to the team and make sure they know what's going on. So, I don't know. I don't want it to feel like we're a big company or something and people want something changed and it doesn't get changed for years. It's like we want our stuff to be instant. And
I work on a lot of the things that have to do with like business partnerships or, like pro formas about how we expect things to work or how we expect the business to perform. If you want to call it a business, we call it the collective, right? And so, and then a lot of the technology and product stuff too. I work on that piece of it. That comes from my background.
All of our experience, the marketing, product development, just the creative background, I think we could move into whatever industry we wanted to. We're doing this for ourselves and to have fun, and we're working with family and friends. And so if we can partner with other people and make friends and do awesome stuff, that's really exciting to be able to do.
I really like the idea, the originality of it. I haven't seen any other projects that are like it. I really like the style a lot. It's something that I'm super into. I don't know, it just has a lot of character and it's pretty fun to work with.
We were just talking, Casey and I were talking about work one day on the phone, and it's just me being burnt out, doing what I was doing for a long time. And I don't remember how Casey got me to it, but he remembers me saying it. I remember saying it. I was just saying, if I could just draw robots and monsters for the rest of my life, I would be so happy. And so now I get to draw monsters and robots every day, and it's pretty fun.
5-10 years down the road for Rejects, I expect us to have, a lot of other titles, a lot of backwards compatibility where people who got involved in our community early on are now taking part of other games or other experiences or other ways to be involved in the Rejects metaverse or whatever. So, the Galactic Wrestling League is kind of our first foray into that for Rejects. But, over the next years, I hope that the collective's able to achieve, that sequential game status, right? There's those iconic games like a Counter-Strike or Battlefield that have come out with so many iterations. And I think that with Web3 and the metaverse or whatever as it's known, we have the opportunity to create all of these other experiences. So I'm just excited for Rejects over the next 5-10 years to create more experiences and learn from those other experiences or what people like about them and keep building out new cool things.